Hey there, mystical souls. Welcome to Tuesday. We are going live and I'm excited. So, if this is your first time here, my name is Patricia Tate. I am a Western and evolutionary traditional astrologer coming from the great state of Ohio currently. I travel for 6 months and I'm here for about 6 months. And so I'm excited to be sharing about today's transits and the full moon that's going to be coming up. If you would like to get in the queue, please, there is a link down below. It's a $40 PayPal donation. And for those of you that are in the queue, I really appreciate it. I appreciate all of you for being here. If you could let me know who is in here, I would love to know your sun, moon, and rising sign and where you are from. All right, so let's talk. I said I'm coming here from Ohio and I want to talk about a couple transits that are going to be going on. So let me bring up what's going on in the world. Hey, Casey, donating now. I'm super excited that you are here with me. All right, so some big things that are going on. I'm sure you are all feeling it, seeing it in the news. The energy is like building, and now we are finally starting to move away. The anger, the angst, the I don't know. It's like it's passion, but it can be displaced. We have Mars and Uranus that formed a conjunction. We said that this energy would be building. Mars is the warrior. It's fight or flight. It's anger. It's what we desire most. And Uranus is shock, surprise, chaos, freedom, and liberation. And when the two of them come together, it creates fireworks. It is somebody acting like, you know how like when you get stuck at a red light and then somebody honks and then you jump and you start and then you pull forward. It is what's going on in the news. Like we can all see it, feel it, and it's going on in everybody's Taurus house. If you have any planets that are around 26 degrees, it is affecting you more. So I'm with everybody. Also, things that we have to look forward to. Let me get rid of this. I want to talk about the full moon that's going to be coming up. We have a full moon that is going to be here on Monday. It is a Capricorn full moon. It is the second in the series. And what I love about this one is that it is at the 29th degree and it is conjunct Pluto. And I want to bring in a couple other things here to show you. All right. So the sun is in the sign of Cancer and the full moon is at 29 degrees, which is considered to be an anaretic degree. It's an ending degree. It's about how do we find a balance between our emotional needs, sun in Cancer, and our responsibilities, our practical like inner needs versus our outer ambitions and our duties. Now the full moon that's going to be coming up on Sunday, what's supporting it is we have Neptune at 29 degrees in a sextile here and a trine here, and Mars and Gemini in a sextile to the sun and a trine to Pluto and the moon. Now, because this moon is going to be conjunct Pluto, a conjunction is when the two planets merge their energy. One is at 0, moving backwards, and the moon is at 29, ready to move forward. And this is the second one, so we know it's like major endings that we didn't finish last month. Mother, so sorry, I forgot to share my screen. Oh, so sorry. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Where is Shiny Gems when I need her? Oh my God, it was her that caught it. Oh my God, Shiny Gems. I heart you. All right. Yep. So you've heard all of that and you had no screen. You know, so I'm a teacher first, and I always want you to have a visual to go along with like what's going on. So again, moon conjunct Pluto, so we know that there's death and transformation in order for there to be regrowth coming. And we know it's supported by Neptune, which is currently retrograde in the watery sign of Pisces. So using our intuition in order to navigate this energy, like going within. And then Mars in Gemini, thoughts, ideas, communication, doing a couple different things all at one time and going in different directions in order to transform and resolve these deep-seated issues around security and our goals. The sun in Cancer is our security, and the moon in Cancer is our goals. So if you think back to last month, like the full moon, that was the first activation of it, and then this is the final. Like this is the the final countdown, the end. So we have a lot of things going on in the sky, and things are actually building. We have huge positive, and then these huge activations to push and change us. All right, I'm going to check out the what is going on in the chat. Totally appreciate you, shiny gems. Let me go back. Casey, so glad that you're here. Hey, Sarah, hello from Maine. And you were here with your friend Heather, yes, Heather is my first one that's going to be up in the queue. Super excited about that. So thanks for sharing the love there. Riffa Moore, good to see Capricorn. Yes, glad you are here. All right, let's see. Hello from South Carolina. Leo sun, moon in Libra, and Aries rising. That's a lot of fire and activation there. I love it. And Rachel, Libra sun, Aries moon, Aquarius rising from England. Yay, I am so glad you're from England and you caught the live, like sending out, I heart you. And then shiny gems, like, I don't know. Definitely connected here. Definitely connected. So glad you got me covered. And 9 Lives Energy, tuning in for the first time. I am so glad that you are here. All right, so let me talk about Heather. Let me pull hers up first and let's get that started. So first I want to bring up Heather's, and then she had a couple questions, and I think, let's see. I know you got my back, shiny gems. Thanks. I know. All right. So Heather, you've got this huge stellium in the sign of Leo. And so it's fire, it's passion, it's drive, and it's at the top of your chart. And I know one of your questions was about career and home. And so you've got Saturn on the home front, which is authority, rules, regulations. So like home was probably a little bit chaotic growing up, and it opposed like authority figures and things going on with that. All right, let's pull up what's actually with a bi-wheel with you. Let's see here. Let me get rid of this and transition all over. And I'm going to start off with the Mars conjunction, because that is like things that have been affecting you right now. There we go. All right, so what's important is you have this Mars-Uranus conjunction in your, and I didn't show it yet. Hold on, let me transition over. There you go. We have this Mars-Uranus conjunction in your 7th house of partnership. You are actually having a Mars square Mars. And so this energy that everybody's feeling, this fired up angst moving forward. Mars and Uranus in your 7th house, I call the 7th house your +1. It's business partners, best friends, significant others, clients, one-on-one relationships. I'm going to say open enemies and exes, because this is such chaotic energy. The reason Mars is here is it wants freedom and liberation. It wants to push free from, and so it's willing to say, this is mine, or it'll say, no, we're not going to be doing this anymore, or no, this is what I want. It's speaking up for yourself. And so you're having a Mars square Mars. So a Mars, anytime that you have a square, squares are right angles. They're 90-degree angles in that they create tension. The planet is creating tension for itself in order to push you to change and evolve and grow. And in Taurus is where we become we can become lazy, because it's easy. And why do the laundry if somebody else is going to do the laundry? And so things have been smooth sailing for a while. And so this square is creating tension between what you're doing for your job, your career, your reputation, your ambitions, your goals, it's definitely business related, and it's about your success and your achievement. What I want to share with you about this is you are going to be having a Mars return. Mars goes into, let's see, it'll be in the end of November, beginning of December. So when Mars comes back into Leo, you are starting a brand new 2-year cycle of starting something for your career. As soon as you start it, Mars is going to station retrograde. That's going to be a huge hiccup that will last from December 6th to February 23rd. It is a where am I going? What am I doing? Opposing all of this. Saturn is in your fourth house, and Pluto is saying, I have to transform my home. I have to think outside the box. Pluto is the planet of birth, death, rebirth, and transformation. Think of it as fall. When the leaves fall, we say, oh, the tree's dying. It's not dying. The leaves are decomposing, and then it becomes fertile for the ground. And so you have to shift and change some things up. And this is definitely about home and career. I know you asked about a relationship of you with somebody else. I'm going to add that in the seventh house that we talked about, that it could be chaotic energy, that it is looking at freedom and liberation and wanting to take the initiative of moving forward. Let's see. What else can I share? Okay, so hold on. I want to share one more chart with you. I want to bring in the full moon that's going to show you some endings that you've got going on. Okay, if you remember the last one I showed you, this is going to be, the planets have moved a little bit. So now we have the sun at 29 degrees, having you focus on security, and the full moon down at the bottom, and it is conjunct Pluto. How are you, this is releasing, the full moon is in your communication sector, neighbors, siblings, cousins, how you gain information, how you transmute it, and how do you resolve these deep-seated issues with, I need to change, you need to evolve something that has to do with your home life, your home situation. The fourth is, it's your personal life. And the moon in your third house is saying, I'm ready for a final ending. What is supporting this is Mars moving into your eighth house of your shared resources. This is anything that has to do with debts, obligations, alimony, child support, inheritances, taxes, wills, and having those deep conversations that people don't want to have. It's the taboo topics. The other thing that is supporting you is Neptune, that's retrograde in your fifth house of children or creativity. It can also be lovers. The fifth house is where we are willing to take a risk. The fifth house is also investments. I'm going to add that in because the eighth house is you being invested with your resources, your emotional resources, you being invested in somebody else. And so this big ending it's the final climax, and it's a shift for, I need to focus on my career, my job, my reputation, and where am I going, my it's your personal status and where you want to make your mark on society and what makes you feel secure, and then combining my inner needs versus my outer ambitions and where I feel a duty. And so this is like feeling a duty to something that has to do with home and needing to resolve those issues. And this will be on July 21st. So I'm really hoping that all of this explains things to you, Heather, that you're going to be working on over the next 2 weeks. I am going to, I'm going to look in the chat and see how things are going to see if you understand it. Let's see. Hello, Sarita from Florida. And let's see. Claudia, hello. Let's see. All right. So I don't see any comments, Heather. So I'm like, if you could like hit me up if you like have any questions or comments about this. Okay, thanks, Sarah, that she's getting it. The goal is for you to totally understand everything that I'm saying, and like literally I will keep rambling until you get it. So I greatly appreciate it. And Sarah, I'm giving you a big heartfelt hug. Like I greatly, greatly appreciate you sharing the love. Yeah, I greatly appreciate it. Giving you an air hug. All right, so let me see who is next in the queue. Karen, Casey. Sorry, Casey. Let's see here. I am checking and double checking because we are now in the shadow of Mercury retrograde, and I don't want anybody getting angry with that Mars-Uranus conjunction, which is wicked. I don't know how you all are doing, but even if you stay home, you can't get away from it. I mean, the lesson comes to you. Alrighty. All right, Casey, let's talk about this. Right, shiny gems, that Mars Uranus, unexpected blow-ups, but for the better in my case. I'm just so glad. I'm glad. I'm really glad. All right, so let's talk, Casey. Wait a minute, there's no questions, so I have free reign, right? I love to have free reign, so then I can just like zoom around. All right, so okay. I'm going to bring up the Mars-Uranus conjunction first because you've got all of this in your Taurus house, which is your career. And so we can hopefully ward off some of the difficulties or like learn. I always look at it and say, thank you for this lesson. I really greatly appreciate it. And try to work with it instead of fighting the energy. Doesn't mean I don't hate it, but all right. So Casey, this is what is going on with you. You're having a Mars, you're having a brand new Mars, a new Mars cycle. Good for you. It started probably a good couple weeks ago. So you are starting something new that has to do with your 10th house, which is your career, your job, your reputation, authority figures. I absolutely love this for you because this is you saying, I'm going to go after what I want. I know what my worth is. I know what my value is. I know where I want to leave my mark on society and what I want to achieve. These are my goals. These are my responsibilities. So the Mars-Uranus conjunction here is really pushing you outside of your comfort zone and saying, I have to initiate it. I have to go after it. Mercury, little heads up about him. The sun is your chart ruler. So every month the sun focuses on a different area of your life. And so currently the sun is in your 12th house. It's in the sign of Cancer. It does well in Cancer, but not in the 12th house. Like the 12th house is the hidden house, and it's I need to go within. I need solitude. I need rest. I need recovery. You're going to do really well when the sun shifts into the sign of Leo here in just a few weeks. And Mercury, pay attention to where Mercury is moving forward. We are currently in the shadow of, so Mercury is going to move forward in your first house of self. This is squaring who you are. So know that you are starting this brand new cycle. Mercury is going to go into your second house. The second house, it will trine. I color code everything. So like green is a trine with green. So we know that your career is in a harmonious aspect with your money, your finances, your resources, your work ethic, your self-esteem, your income, your possessions. When Mercury moves into your second house in August, it will be, I know what my worth is. This is what I have to ask for. This is what I'm going to say that I want. And now Mercury's stationing retrograde. So it's going to go back over areas of your life that are your identity, things that you're launching, things that you want to begin, things that the first house represents everything about your personality, your body, your identity, your self-interest, your desires, your habits. When Mercury is in the first house, it's you going back and saying, all right, I might have to relaunch this. I have to review this. I need to revisit this. How do I want to be known? Like this could be a name change, like a mother, grandmother, a Reiki healer, like a Reiki master. A name change can be in like a title or a label change. And so this is you going back over and looking at what does this mean for you? Mercury's then going to dip back into your 12th house before it moves forward. And this is addressing some fears, addressing, it's about going within and healing and renewing And then when Mercury goes direct again, it will be, okay, I understand now. I know what I have to do. I have to push past this uncomfortable energy of it's with your career, it's your job, it's your reputation. Like there's something going on that's in conflict with who you are. Maybe it's, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life, or I don't feel comfortable with this, or this is just a job and you need a passion. Another thing that I want to bring up to you is I want to talk about the full moon. So with this full moon, Casey, let me do it by wheel. Nope, sorry, did the wrong thing. It's going to bring about huge endings for you. Now, the endings, let's see here. The sun is in your 12th house and the moon is conjunct Pluto in your 6th house. So we know that I have the chart up. Yeah, sorry. The moon having endings in your 6th house means I'm ready to get rid of that habit now. The 6th house is your mental, physical, spiritual health, well-being, and it's how do I take care of myself on a daily basis. I need to think, I need to seek out different healing modalities, different practitioners, and so you had a full moon last month, and now with this month, it's really the end of. So it could be identifying what is truly holding you back. With the sun in your 12th house, it's I need rest, I need recovery, I need a sacred space to call my own. I need to work on me, and I can't do this with being out in the outside world all the time. The 6th house is the balance between your home and your work. And with having Mars and Venus and Chiron there, like you got a load here of 2 personal planets and an asteroid. And so it's, how can I move forward with this when I feel pulled all the time to take care of others? The 6th house is where we first need to take care of ourselves before we nurture and care for others. And if we don't, it feels like slavery. And so you saying, I have to end some things. And if that means ending where you're volunteering, ending where you feel that you need to be of service to others, or ending some habits and replacing them with something positive, this is going to be the time, because Pluto in your 7th house is going to totally revamp everything. The moon is emotional. It's spiritual, it's going within, and the sun is where you want to shine, and it's at its last degree. And so it's wanting to find this balance between my emotional needs and my practical responsibilities. And the 12th and the 6th house revolve around mental, physical, spiritual health, and how you take care of yourself. The 12th house is where I go to be alone, and I say, I might need to see a counselor. I might need to take some time out. I might need to meditate. I might need to see I might need to do some shamanic work. I might need to do some past life regressions. I want to dive into the spiritual realm in order to understand, why do I feel like this? What am I carrying with me? And how can I release this karma? How can I release my debt and move forward, feeling healed and renewed from this? And so you've got Neptune assisting you, because Neptune in the 8th house brings about psychological, it's like psychological trauma and psychological like events and things that have happened that have bonded us. It's like an invisible bond that connects us with people. It's like invisible loyalty that we feel to people. And then Mars moving into your hopes, wishes, dreams, and goals. As Mars goes across your Mercury, like it's going to be dead on top of your Mercury, is how do I convey this? How do I communicate this? Who do I connect up with? By taking a class or a workshop or studying at home. Like all of these opportunities are available to you for this full moon, Casey. So hopefully all of this is making sense to you. I really, I'm going to take a look in the queue and make sure that this makes sense. So hit me up and let me know that this is making some sense to you. I like that Everything is going to be moving into your first house of self, but know that all of this energy is pushing you forth to transform your identity, and that has to come from within first, because it's a connection to the spiritual realm and your subconscious mind in order to have these mystical experiences. It's where I want to transcend with inner healing. And so this is truly you going on that journey and saying, like, how do I release myself from this? How do I move past from this? Because having the 12th house ruled by Cancer is like your feelings and emotions are changing every 2 to 3 days. And it can be draining. It can be draining. And so, Casey, you totally have this. Everything is working with you to move forward. All right, Casey, thanks. All right, so let's see who is next in the queue. Oh, shiny gems. All righty. Alrighty, let's see. First, I want to look at it as with the Mars and Uranus. Let's see here. And then let me read. Weird stuff going on. Oh, completely. Oh, okay. Okay. Made some new unexpected friends, weird upheavals at work. Lots. Okay, I totally get all of this. So let's talk about this. Yeah. Okay, Mars and Uranus. The conjunction is occurring in your 8th house. You are very familiar with doing 8th house work. The 8th house is where we bring up the taboo topics. Like, I know for you, there is no topic that is like off the table. If somebody wants to discuss it, it's you needing to be able to be prepared to discuss it. Having a North Node in the 8th house brings about Scorpio themes of diving deep, wanting to understand and explain it to me. And so Mars and Uranus literally sitting on top of your North Node is breaking you free and liberating you from things that are holding you back. And that could be anybody that you have these shared connections with. Remember, the 8th house represents business partners, exes, alimony, child support, anything that we have connected to them. And so what you wrote in there, this is going to be like the final straw. Mars is saying, nope, taking ownership over this. And Uranus is, well, that was easy, quick, surprise, shock, and freedom, liberation, not looking back. This is in a harmonious aspect to your Mars, and so it needed to be done. Sometimes we need a nudge in order to move forward and do the things that make us feel uncomfortable. And after a while, we just get into it. We get into the groove of accepting that things are all going to be up in the air, like weird things happening. Remember that this does oppose your 2nd house, and anything that does oppose, because your Saturn is at 26 degrees, your South Node is at 25 degrees. So we know that this is opposing your resources, and your resources are not just about money and finances. So when you say cut this person off, this could be cut them off with money, or this could be cut them off with my mental, emotional, and spiritual resources. I can't give any more of this to you. You are draining me. And so this is the sword. Mars is the warrior that brings the big sword and says, nope, time to cut it. It's gone. I may have accidentally blown his mask off in his and they didn't like what they saw. Okay, I don't know if it was accidental, because Uranus said that some things needed to happen, and Uranus is the great liberator, and it shows us things that we have to be able to look back at later and say it needed to happen, and I didn't want it to happen that way, but it happened. And so it's not beating yourself up anymore over it. It's like ready to move on from it. Okay, let's talk about this full moon. I'm going to bring up one more chart with you, and Shiny Gems, I greatly appreciate you being here. Sending you a big air hug. All right. All right, so let's talk about the sun and the moon. You have, is this one right? Yep. No, this does not look right. Hold on. Let me go back. Yep, because I'm looking for the full moon. Oh, I had it backwards. I reversed the wheel. So sorry. There we go. Yep. Remember, I'm ruled by Mercury. I have to, like, always check, double check, triple check. All right. You're having a sun opposition for this. Okay. So what does this mean? Your sun is going to be transiting your 10th house of your career, your job, your responsibilities. I want you to remember what you feel is a duty, what you feel is a responsibility. And I'm going to bring up the dad here. Now, the moon, and this is where the dad comes in. The moon is at 29 degrees. You ended some things that you were doing last month that had to do with home, with your living situation, with father, with family. It could be like traditions, like things that you were doing. This moon is sitting on top of your personal sun, the sun in your 4th house. So I need to find a balance between my emotional security here. I need to be focused on creating stability that does not mean taking care of dad or doing things at home, practical responsibilities. This is about your inner needs and your outer ambitions and feeling like this is a duty. And this is absolving you of all guilt, blame, shame, and having to leave it behind. Now, Neptune is at 29 degrees. It's in a harmonious aspect to the moon and your sun and to the sun at the top of your chart. Mars is also in a harmonious aspect. And so the Neptune is dreams, and it's just watery and it's spiritual, and it's in your 6th house of your daily habits of, I need to nurture and care for myself. I need to give myself self-care. And what does that look like? Does that mean going out and getting yourself a coffee or a massage or meeting a friend and catching up with them? The 6th house is about self-care and you needing to care for yourself before you feel like a duty to somebody else. Mars in your 9th house is you're taking a class, taking a workshop, cross-cultural experiences, wanting to travel, making these decisions. Mars is, I will initiate me doing things in the outside world, doing things in law, advertising, publishing. I need to follow my dreams, because the 9th house is it's prophetic dreams, and it's supporting the sun. And so it's about this spiritual connectedness and drive and courage, and saying, I don't have to do this, and I'm not going to do this, and I'm going to quit beating myself up over this, and I'm not going to feel guilty. I'm going to focus on me and my partner and where I want to go, and what does my reputation mean to me, my public life, my anything that has to do with your goals in life and things that you want to achieve and your success. And I would say that success for you is the baby steps moving towards your health and well-being, and learning how to first take care of yourself and allowing other people to nurture and care for you before you then extend for other people, because you've got that huge energy in Scorpio that we've talked before. So Shiny Gems, you signed up for painting lessons. Oh gosh, painting lessons are going to make you feel really good about yourself. So there's the self-care and education. Absolutely. The painting lessons are something that's a 6th house theme, because it's Pisces is connecting to art and music and mystical things, and it's what you will do on either a daily or a weekly basis in order to say, I have to have this routine, I have to have this pattern, I have to have something that I can go to every day or once a week or whatever, and fills up my heart and my soul and makes me feel good. And so, shiny gems, giving you a big fat hug. I absolutely love all of this for you. So definitely, thank you for trusting me. And yeah, I heart you. Bye. Alrighty, let's see. Claudia. All right, Claudia, let me pull up your chart. Thank you for waiting, Claudia. I really appreciate everybody waiting in the chat, and hopefully everybody is breathing through all these crazy times that we have with everything that's going on with people, the government, and just in general. All right. Oh, okay. Hold on. Making sure I'm spelling all of this right. M-U-T. All right, I got it. All right, what can I expect from my career in the coming months? Oh, goodness, let's talk about this. All right, so first, let me circle around your chart. You have this huge stellium in Scorpio. Oh my gosh, girlfriend, you are intense, and I love it. I love all of this about you. Like, you and I would get along really well because this Scorpio energy is like you learning to embrace your intensity. And the North Node there, so I have a South Node in Scorpio and some of this other stuff going on. And Pluto is, you're not afraid. Like, you just know that, you hate secrets. And Jupiter is expanding this, and Mercury is how you communicate it. And no topic is off limits for you. And I love this. I love this. And you got sexy back with that Venus in Scorpio. All right, so let's talk about, I want to bring up the Mars because I think you asked about your career. So sorry. I get started, go down a rabbit hole, and then I know. All right, so Claudia, let's talk about, okay, your career is related, hold on, because I don't think you can see the chart. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, career, I got it, coming months. All right, so you are having this Mars-Uranus conjunction that's occurring in your second house. The second house represents you and your personal assets, your resources, your money, your income. It's sensual pleasures. It's how you support yourself. It's what you need in order to feel secure. And this is emotionally, physically, spiritually secure. This disruption, this chaos that's going on is totally opposing your 8th house. And so it's at 26 and 27 degrees. So we know that you are looking at your connections, your resources of who am I connected to? This could be with a business partner, a marital partner, an ex, or family members. The 8th house is the house where we have our money tied up for retirement or savings. It represents bankruptcy and losses, and where we have personal sacrifice and where we're ready to transform from healing after loss. And so this Mars-Uranus conjunction in your second house has you really saying, where is my money? Where's my money tied up? Where are my resources? Where are the people that I trust most in order to love, support, and care for me? These can be family members. The 8th house is the house of deep bonding. And so we know that something is going on where you are taking stock of, and I would say initiating, putting putting it out there that this is what people need to do in order to support you. Hey Chronicles, so glad you are here. Long time no see. It just was on your Instagram. Everybody should definitely check out the Chronicles podcast on Instagram, Instagram and YouTube. All right, so Claudia, I want to bring something else up. I want to talk about this full moon because the full moon is really going to bring major endings in an area of your life that it'll be the second go round. You've already had the first full moon in your Capricorn house. Let me move this over. So the sun is illuminating topics that have to do, nope, hold on. Yep, it's not. I think it's reversed. Give me a second. Let me do it one more time. Sorry. Yep. I will. There we go. There we go. That one's right. Okay, so you were asking about your money, your career, your job. Well, I want you to think back to last month. You had a full moon which ended something with your career and your job, or something that had to do with your public life. It could have been your reputation or some of your goals. It was not 100% done. And so this could be leaving a job, shifting, ending a project or something that you were working on. This full moon it's a blue moon, and it's at the 29th degree, which is an anaretic degree, meaning it's absolutely final. So on the 21st, that's going to be coming up, the moon is going to be conjunct Pluto, the moon in your 10th house. So now we have, once you leave something, once something ends, there is no going back to it. Pluto is saying we have to transform our wishes, dreams, goals, our hopes, and who we align with in order to get to where we want to be. The sun has you focused on your security, your emotional security of what do I call my home, my living situation. It's your personal life. And there's this disconnect between finding a balance between what do I need, what do I want, what am I responsible for, your inner needs versus your outer ambitions, your duties, feeling like you need to be of service to others. And the sun is saying, but what about my home? And the moon is saying this is going to be like a complete ending. And with Pluto here, this could really transform the people that you're networking with. The 11th house brings in not just networks, but groups and teams. It's where you volunteer. Like, okay, I volunteer for mission trips. So those would be the people that I don't hang out with on a daily basis, but once a year we get together for a common cause. And so there's some kind of a transformation in order to align with what is ending and with what you need to now launch as new. You have Neptune in a harmonious aspect in your 12th house it's the hidden house of self-sabotage, of going within and self-sacrifice, and where life takes you away from your day-to-day activities, and it's healing and renewing. And we also have Mars in a harmonious aspect in your 3rd house of communication. The 3rd house represents topics that have to do with who you talk and exchange ideas with on a daily basis. It's about your neighbors, your siblings, your cousins. But the 3rd house brings in topics of like education, where we connect with people, like openly sharing ideas and building relationships, and where you formulate these thoughts that go from these relationships. So yes, there's going to be an ending. It could be with a project or a job, like leaving the job, or something with it, like it's a final. And what will come from it is Pluto transforming it and saying, I need to follow something that's connected with my heart. And Mars in your 3rd house is, I need to network better. I need to share these ideas. The 3rd house is also like science and technology and AI, and the information that you're taking in, weeding through it, saying what's fact, what's not, before you are sharing it with other people. It's exchanging gossip, news, email, phone, text, and it's acquiring new skills. And so this could be you saying, these are the new skills that I need in order to move forward with my new job, my new career, or if it's a different move, it'll be like, if it's a lateral move, this is what I have to do, and I'm willing to make these things happen. If that means taking a class or learning about technology, then that's what you're going to have to push forward and in order to do. So let me check in the chat and make sure that all of this makes sense. Claudia, yep, I bet you do speak up a lot. I would get along well with you. And career it is. Yes. Okay, so I'm glad you can see it. Let's see. All right. Chronicles, giving you that big I heart you this time. Yep. Claudia, nice. And you've been reflecting on going forward with your own business. Oh my gosh. Okay, if you're thinking about moving forward with your own business, know that we are not in an open period of starting things right now. You are going to be having in the spring. So this would be a really good time to get all your ducks in a row in order to launch something soon. Yeah. And my boss leaves for 6 weeks right after the full moon. Oh, I bet they do, because Mercury will be retrograde. Yeah, it'll be like the hot mess express going on there. But that'll be okay, because you're going to be stepping up to the plate. And truly, I think you should start to look forward to going forward with your own business. Yeah, the North Node. Yeah, because the eclipses are still in the Aries Libra, and you're going to have one final eclipse in the spring. So if you did the work now, this could be like, this is the final push that I need to make this happen. All right. Thanks, Claudia. I really appreciate you being here and trusting me. Oh, and it felt that had a lot of meaning. Great. All right. Sandy, let me pull your chart up. Thank you for waiting in the queue. Alrighty. I greatly appreciate everybody being here and navigating this crazy energy that is going on, and then this full moon that's going to be coming up. I know I'm trying to lay low, but it doesn't always work. Sometimes the lesson comes to you, and I've been feeling it. I'm sure you all have been too. Okay. Let's see here. Great, Sandy. All right. Okay, great. Free reign, no question. That means I can roam around. I absolutely love this. So let me pull up your chart. Sandy, you're a Leo too. I'm August 9th. So yeah, we both got the birthdays coming up. And yours is in trine to your first house of self and identity. I love this for you. Mine's in my 12th house, the hidden house. Moon in Libra, beautiful energy. Okay, I love all of this. Hold on, is there a square? 27. Yeah, you do have a square to your nodes. Do you know what a square to your nodes means? A square to your nodes means that you've skipped a step. Like this is a south node in Taurus and a north node in Scorpio. Taurus is very solid, stable, reliable energy from where you've come from and feeling uncomfortable in this lifetime, if you believe in past lives, of your money, your resources, your cash, your property, and having it all being taken away from you. You lost everything. We always look to the south node first as a difficulty. And in this lifetime, you are supposed to be working on your north node in Scorpio. How do I move forward and be my own detective of where are my resources connected with other people? And you have this skipped step of Mercury and Leo. You want to trust people, and the fifth house is of children and lovers and the house of creativity, and Mercury is our thoughts and ideas and our communication. And so what happened is when we have a skip step, that means you intentionally gave yourself this difficult square here. It's a tension point that I want to move along faster, and I'm just going to give myself this tension every time something is activated that has to do with my personal resources and where my resources are linked or shared with other people. Like this could be family members or like deep bonding experiences. It's taboo topics, and it's the house where we don't share a lot of things. And so you need to be your own detective and not always believe everything that everybody tells you, because you've lost in the past. And this is you being responsible for it all and knowing that you need to do this. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me pull up the Mars-Uranus conjunction and have a little talk about that. All right, so there we go. So the Mars-Uranus conjunction, which I absolutely, like, I want you to notice your Mars is lined up with your transiting Mars, which means that you are starting a brand new 2-year cycle of something that has to do with your money, your resources, your skill set, your movable property, your talents, your income, your possessions, sensual pleasures, all of your resources, be it mental, physical, spiritual, or financial, like things that you can touch. You are starting something new. Now, this Mars-Uranus conjunction is, I'm sure that it is shock and surprise. Like, I'm going to go through my house and I'm going to say, this is a value, I really want this, or this is, I no longer feel attached to it. When I say a value, it doesn't have to have a money value. It can have an emotional significance for you. And so this will be liberating you and giving you freedom to release some of these things. Maybe you're wanting to sell something. Maybe you are wanting to, this could be, okay, so I should probably tune in a little bit more, but it's definitely opposing your North Node. And so definitely you saying, I really need to be paying attention to my belongings, anything that belongs to you, and like laying out your finances and saying, where is everything, and taking stock of everything that you have and making sure that you don't lose anything or that somebody doesn't take it away. Because remember, Uranus wants to liberate you from it. And Mars is, it's mine. So hopefully this is making sense to you. All right, so let's take a look at the full moon that's going to be coming on Sunday. So Sandy, the full moon is offering you huge endings and these, and brand new beginnings. So the sun, which is almost on top of your Saturn in Cancer. Saturn in Cancer is kind of hard. Saturn is probably you wanted a soft and caring and nurturing home, but Saturn is an authoritarian. It's an authority figure that's in your home that can be rigid and can say, in order for you to get this, this is how hard you have to work for it. And so with the sun focused on your home, it's highlighting all topics that have to do with your personal life, your living situation, your real estate, your property, your traditions. And then the full moon up here has some type of an ending that has to do with your job, your career, it's your reputation, the legacy that you want to leave behind. It's connected to Pluto, so it's how do I release and transform and grow from this experience? Look, I like that Pluto is going to be in trine with the Pluto in your partnership sector. So a Pluto trine Pluto, if you're going to have anything with Pluto, let it be a sextile or a trine, because it's a harmonious aspect. It's both in the sign or in air signs. You have Pluto in your 7th house of partnership. The seventh house is your plus one, clients, business partners, significant others, open enemies, exes, and how do I find a balance between who am I and who are they? Because the nodes were really, I think like the nodes were really saying, I need to release having total control over this all the time. Pluto being in a harmonious aspect with the transiting Pluto is understanding some of your life lessons in partnership and the way that you can communicate and how that you can use friendships in order to navigate or to network, because the 11th house brings in who you are connected to, as in peers or kindred spirits, or with your social circle. What else is supporting you on this full moon is you're going to have Mars moving into your third house of communication in the sign of Gemini. It's multitasking. It's taking a class or taking a workshop, but it's doing things that are closer to home. It's you communicating with neighbors, siblings, cousins, everything that is closer to home. And you also have Neptune in your 12th house of dreams and intuition. And it's retrograde. It's going within and following, well, what does my gut say? What does my intuition say? All of this is leading you into the path of spiritual connection and needing to have the drive and courage to end some chapters and to balance your outer ambitions with your duties and where you feel responsible, and to have this connection for what you truly want to do. And so, Sandy, I am hoping all of this makes sense to you. I really appreciate this. You're also having a Chiron return, just throwing that one out there, which is, I'm sure that this last April was a little bit difficult, you going back over some of your personal identity wounds. And so all of this is saying, I'm ready to level up. I've done the work. Like that March, April was probably a little bit of a difficult time with identity wounds and things that people said or like growing up that have put upon you. And now, where are you? All right. Thanks, Sandy. Thank you very much for trusting me. I greatly appreciate you. Appreciate you being here. All right. And let's see, Chronicles podcast. I miss you, my friend. I miss you. And aloha to you, Lehuanai. I hope I didn't say it wrong. I hate to slaughter your name. So, yeah, I'm glad everything is making sense to everybody. All right, let's pull up my next person. I am so glad that all of you are spending your Tuesday with me. I really appreciate it. Gives me a chance to do what I love best and connect with my tribe. All right, let's see. There we go. I got it. So I'm taking a class right now on understanding our past lives, lineage, and the things that we bring in. And I cannot wait to start practicing with it. It's about the invisible thread that, like, why do we feel the way we do? What's going on with us? Always a learner. I am always learning. All right, so Jessica, no question, gives me free rein to roam around your chart. All right, let's see. So Jessica, let's see. Ooh, you got a lot going on. You got a stellium going on in the sign of Gemini. So busy mind all the time, multitasking, thoughts, ideas, communication. That's where you shine best. I love this. And Mercury and Venus and Chiron. I love all of this. And let's see what's going on. I love your chart, Jessica. All right, so let's talk about where you are right now. Let's talk about this Mars-Uranus conjunction. And so Mars and Uranus are in your 5th house, and they're sitting pretty darn close to your Jupiter. Like, they're within 5 degrees. So I'm sure you felt this. Actually, I'm sure you felt this energy for the last 2 weeks that's been moving in. Yeah, very busy mind. Like, Jessica, when I say very busy mind, I mean like squirrel, like ADHD, like multitask, and that you have to keep notes, and flirty with words, with like with everything. I wish I was as quick-witted as you are. I have my Mercury in the 12th house, which we can go through that a different time. Like, I would love to have my Mercury in Gemini in a space that I always had the right words to say things. So let's take a look. So you are having the Mars-Uranus conjunction occurred in your 5th house. The 5th house is of children, childlike activities, it's lovers. The 5th house is sports and gambling, it's investments, it's where we want to look for. So this could have been you saying, I'm going to engage in some risky behavior here. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to do this. I'm going to try this. Mars is where we initiate and want to move forward with decisive action. And Uranus often is freedom and liberation. It's like, I'm going to throw caution to the wind. I'm going to liberate myself. Or this could have something to do with, if you have children, your children engaging in risky behavior and catching you off guard with it. I'm gonna add in here that the sign of Taurus is it's earth, it's solid. So think about the bull and moving slowly through the pasture, and all of a sudden somebody throws a firecracker into it. That's where this is occurring with you in your creative self-expression or your creative outlets with hobbies or art or music, or with a lover, or with where I'm willing to take a risk and just take a leap of faith. So this is in trine to your 1st house of self and your identity. I like this. Okay, let's take a look at the full moon, where it's going to go on with you. All right, so Jessica, if you notice, you are the inner wheel. And so now we have this full moon. So you are a Capricorn rising. I assume you know your top 3. Your sun in Gemini, Capricorn rising, moon in Aries. You need risk, you need excitement, privately, and people, might not know that about you. And so you've got this sun bringing an attention to you with love, you with contractual relationships, you with partners. The 7th house is you and other people. You, it's the +1, like a best friend, a significant other. This could be open enemies and exes. The 7th house is how do you handle conflict and legal matters. It's where we sign documents. And so the sun in Cancer is being needing this emotional security, needing this connection. The full moon, this is your 2nd full moon. So if you think back to last month when we had a full moon in Capricorn, you thought that you had an ending of something that had to do with you, with your identity, with your appearance, with your desires, your interests, your body. This could be, okay, I've met this goal. Okay, I'm ready to launch this. I'm ready to move forward with this. The 1st house has to do with your outlook and your self-interest. This is now going to be the final, you had ended some things, but now it's going to be the final ending. And so this could be a friend that moves away, or a partnership that is no longer. And this could be amicable, but it will be you saying, I need to focus on a balance between my responsibilities, and my responsibilities are first to myself. Last full moon, you felt an ending with self-doubt and insecurities. Okay, I like that you said that you felt an ending, because this one is going to be the final, it's not feeling it. It will be completely final. I love this because Pluto is in your second house of your self-worth. And so it's transforming you and your identity. The moon is our intuition, our feelings, and what we need in order to feel secure. And so the moon being conjunct Pluto is saying, Pluto is like forcing the issue. We have to transform. We can't go on like this anymore. What is supporting it is Mars in your daily habits at 0 degrees in a harmonious aspect to to both, saying I want to initiate this and make self-care a daily habit. I'm going to take my dog to the dog park. I'm going to make sure I schedule that consultation with the chiropractor. I'm going to make sure that I go to that sound bath. I'm going to make sure that I initiate that and make that happen. Neptune in the watery sign of Pisces in your third house is, how do I communicate my wants, my needs, my desires? First with self-care of self, and then through connecting with others that are your tribe. And so I absolutely love this. I'm so glad I'm glad that you will take it, because Pluto being in your second house, Pluto takes no prisoners. Wherever we have Pluto, and natally you have Pluto in your 11th house of your friends and your goals and your social circles. And so it like forces transformation, and it's in the deep sign of Scorpio. You needing to have these deep connections with people that are solid and stable and reliable, with people that you can trust. And Pluto moving into your second house brings about topics of what is mine, and how do I transform my life in order to feel secure, in order for, and so the second house is emotional security, spiritual resources, my mental security, and things that I surround myself with. And so it's not just my money and my skill set and my resources. It is other things that I find of value. If I had to leave my house and there was a fire or something, it's not that I would grab my computer. There are other things that I would grab before that. And so it's you finding out what is the most important things to you. So Jessica, I really hope all this makes sense to you, and I really greatly appreciate you being here. It means so much that you trust me with your consultation. So thank you. All right, let's see who is in the queue. And oh, Dante, I saw you commenting in there. I'm so glad that you are in the queue. All right.
Philadelphia, PA is the city.
Got it. Let's see. Oh, you're a Leo baby also. Me too. I'm an August 9th baby. Leos, we got to stick together here. 8:25 a.m. Hold on. And let's see. Make sure Philadelphia. I think I have it all. All right, Dante. Will this venture into coding jobs be ultimately successful for me? Okay. I totally understand that. Okay. So Dante, have you already taken the classes to become somebody who works in coding? Because they are in high demand, but you don't want AI to make your job obsolete. Dante, you have a lot going on in your 12th house. I have my sun in my 12th house also, with Mercury. Goodness gracious, you have a huge stellium there. So in order for you to have success in this lifetime, the Sun, Chiron, Mercury, Venus, all in your 12th house means what I need to do in order to have success is I need to be able to work behind the scenes. And so for me, it's working on YouTube. It's working on where I can communicate with people through Zoom or far away, because it is hidden. The sun in the 12th house is be quiet, be seen but not heard. And so your work will be behind the scenes. You do have a square to your your moon and your Pluto here in your third house. Okay, having Pluto, I'm just going to bring this up for a hot second because your third house has to do with communication and learning. And so Pluto and the moon in the sign of Scorpio, learning something, having to study, having to connect, having to dig deep. Like, I think that what you will end up doing with coding is uncovering secrets, like diving in and like the dark web or things like that. Let me see. I'm going to pull up the Mars-Uranus conjunction just to see where like the transits are going on right now in your personal life. All right, Dante. So, oh, you're having a lunar return. Like today. Look at that. Dante, okay. Little heads up on a lunar return. A solar return is when the sun comes back to the same position in the sky at the same degrees, and it's where we start a brand new solar year. It's our birthday. Every month we have a lunar return where the moon comes back to the same degrees. And so today you are starting something new that you will work on for the next month. It has something to do with education, learning, communication, science, technology, where you talk, exchange, gossip, information, and media technology. So, okay, back to the Mars and Uranus conjunction. So Mars and Uranus in your ninth house, creating breakthroughs, chaos, exploration of. The ninth house is foreign people, places, and things. It's these cross-cultural experiences that we have with other people. It's taking classes. It is studying. It's religion, philosophy, beliefs. And so Mars has you initiating something. Uranus wants freedom and liberation from, like, I have to hurry up and finish this class. I have to hurry up and finish this. I want to move forward with this. I am feeling impatient. And this could be cutting ties with people that can be further away. You started, but you fell back for a second. Okay. All right. So I hear you. You're coming up on a Mars return. So give it, look, you've got a lot of things going on. The work that you are going to do really well with is going to be, number one, behind the scenes, something that has to do with media, technology, AI, computers, networking, the way that we share information, and like digging up information, because Scorpio is, think underground, and so it's like digging up or gathering like secrets. And so how do you do that with, because this is opposing. Okay, so an opposition means this opposes, so this liberation is opposing your third house. How do I get this liberation from this? How can I move forward? How do I incorporate this? How do I learn from this? Am I willing to push forth? Now, what's going to happen in a few days here, Mars is going to move into the sign of Gemini. Let's talk about that full moon, because all of this is in a trine to your first house of self, your identity. This is you moving towards what do you really want to do, and wanting it to be quick and speedy. Okay, so let me pull up the full moon. So Dante, with the full moon, oh good Lord, there we go. With the full moon, I want you to notice that you have Mars and you're coming up with a Mars return. A Mars return happens every 2 years. You are aligning with what you want to do and go after, and it will, like, the ideas are going to come to you, and it's going to be closer to the June 21st. It will be, I'm ready to start this for my career, my reputation, my job, my legacy. I need to initiate this. Look, you have Jupiter at the top of your chart. It is bringing you all of these great connections with people, places, things. Gemini is 2 jobs. It's doing this, and it's having access to all these different these different connections to Gemini, thoughts, ideas, communication. Jupiter wants to expand it, and it's about faith, hope, belief in something bigger than, and not being able to see the end result from it. And Mars is, I need to initiate it. Jupiter is going to be in your 10th house of career until next July. It only is there once every 12 years. Bringing the attention here. You have to initiate things. You have to go after them. It's like Mars on top of it, starting a new cycle. Now, the full moon. The sun is in your 11th house. You connected to groups or networking. The moon, this will be your second full moon. So I want you to think back to what ended last month with the Capricorn full moon. The full moon is in your 5th house of creativity, of art, music, children. The 5th house is where I want to invest, and it's risk and excitement. And there was something that had to do with recreation and pleasure. And so there was this ending, but it wasn't 100% over. And so this could have been a project that was ending, but it's not 100% over until now. And so the sun focused on highlighting, I need to balance emotional security with my responsibility and my ambitions and my duties. And this is conjunct Pluto. You need to make whatever you're doing a daily habit. Pluto being in the 6th house is, I need to find a balance between home and work. I need to make a plan that will support me. Neptune in your partnership sector is very dreamy and it's intuitive, but it's connected to contracts and negotiations and honoring those things. And how do you go about doing that? So Dante, I'm not sure where you are on your learning journey. I know that there has been something that's happened over this last week with the Mars and Uranus conjunction, and that you're going to have some kind of an ending of a project, of something that you've started. Now, if you quickly shift and pivot, or if you just say, nope, now I'm going to double down and I will finish this, you're having a Mars return. It's, I'm starting a brand new 2-year cycle of something that will support me for my career, for my reputation. So that's going to be between you and what you are doing out there. So Dante, as a Virgo rising, you need to follow Mercury retrograde. Every time it stations retrograde, it will affect you and your career 3 to 4 times a year. So definitely listen up for those Mercury retrogrades. So Dante, giving you a big fat hug and sending you lots of love on this. I'm gonna do one more little look. By the way, Mercury is going to station retrograde here real soon in August, and knowing that it's going to be go back to class, something with your career, something with you, and it's going to be in your 12th house of self-sabotage, worst fears, and how do I do this? How do I set my own schedule and get out of my own way and not listen to that broken record of what other people have said to me or about my self-worth, and say, no, I can do this. I'm going to own this. All right, Dante, big hug sending out to you. Thanks. Chronicles, giving you a big applause out there too. Dante, I'm having a visual musical artist. Oh my gosh. Coding will be just the day job. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, there's going to be something that you're going to produce or something that's going to be ending. I'm excited for you for that. Good for you. Good for you. All right. Thank you, Dante. I appreciate you trusting me. All right. Hey, I think it's Tonga. All right. Let's see. I appreciate you waiting and being here. Let's see, make sure everything. Alrighty, I got this. I spelled rouge wrong. Yeah. Louisiana. I have. Alrighty. I got it. Let me read the comment. Destabilizing a couple of times. Uranus is on my third. I'm questioning regarding how to use some positive aspects in my chart to navigate the Mars Uranus in my fourth. I totally agree with looking at it and saying, how do I use the energy? Look, we all know that Mars and Uranus coming together can mean chaos. Well, if we can direct some of the energy and then allow with the flow with it, Uranus is it upsets everything. And we can't plan for it, but we can learn to shift and work with it. All right, so you're Cappy rising. Oh, a sun in Pisces. So you're very watery and intuitive. I love this. And you have a busy mind with your moon in Gemini. Okay. I see it. And okay. Let's take a look at the conjunction here. All right. So the Mars-Uranus conjunction is, it's in your fifth house. So Mars, aggression, initiation, going after, Uranus, shock, surprise. If this is about children, then having to learn and pivot to work with whatever's going on with them. Like they could be making surprising announcements or things that are going on with them. If this is about investments or gambling or risk or excitement or creative projects that have to do with art or music, what I love about this, and so I love that this is in trine to your first house of self. You're having a Mars trine. Mars is, you started something when Mars was in your first house of your identity, who you are, your strength, your like business card, website. The first house is who you are. And so Mars, Uranus in your fifth house is saying, I am going to free you from this, liberate you from this. And this is all about you and what you need to creatively pursue. And yeah, it can be shocking. It can be surprising. It can be all of those things, but it needs to happen, and it will be in support of topics revolving around you, your self-expression, and your happiness, and your strength, and your habits. And so I like this for you because Uranus is at 26 degrees, and when the conjunction happened, like exact yesterday, your ascendant is at 26 degrees. Like this is directly affecting who you are. And as a Cappy rising, you're always nurturing and caring for everybody else. You're always thinking about everything like down the road. Why isn't everybody planning for this? And this is going to offer you some liberation of, I need to focus on joy and pleasure and not all work, work, work. Not all doing that. Let's see here. Let's talk about the full moon in this. And Dante, so glad you were here. Chronicles. I'm so glad that you are here and networking with everybody. Like everybody should really check out the Instagram and the website. Okay, let me... Hold on. All right, so for the full moon, oh, it's going to be right on top of your ascendant. Okay, so this is still about you. Let's continue the story. So you had this Mars and Uranus conjunction that was exact yesterday, but the energy is not over. So it's been building for the last week. It's intense, it's breaking free, it's moving on. When we get to the Capricorn full moon, we're going to have the moon ending something in your first house of yourself, your identity, who you are. And so you're going to have the sun in your partnership sector, in the house of love, contractual relationships, legal matters, how you handle things. The seventh house represents business partners and best friends and significant others. And so the sun in Cancer is my emotional security. I want to be secure in my partnership. And the moon in Capricorn, I want you to think back to last month. There was something that ended with you, but it's not 100% over. It will be over on this one because it's going to be at 29 degrees. It's the anaretic degree. This is, I need to be responsible for my inner needs, and that is not always taking care of everybody else. I need to pay attention to my outer ambitions and not just where my duties lie, where I feel that they are for everybody else, because they're not planning, they're not preparing. I need to take care of me. This is about self-care, identity, and this could be like when I say like a name change. Let's say that I'm no longer single, I'm now in a partnership. I am going to put my name on a business. The first house represents your business card, your website. It's things that you launch or start or are a part of you. And so there's going to be an ending to the old and an opportunity of a new for the beginning. What is supporting it is Mars in your 6th house of daily habits and taking care and nurturing of yourself, finding a balance between your home and work, and Neptune, the way that you communicate with neighbors, siblings, cousins. The 3rd house is where I make friends. It's where I connect and share information with others, whether it be through gossip or email or news. It's where we talk and exchange information, and where we gain an education, and it's like media and conversation, and it's kind words, wanting to have this ending of, I need to make sure that I'm taking care of myself. Mars in the 6th house revolves around topics of self-care, inner healing, mental, physical, spiritual, emotional health and well-being for you, and ending always taking care of everybody else and embracing what does that look like. Having the inner security and focused on my goals and only being responsible for myself first before I take care of others. Like Mars in the 6th house is it's alternative healthcare practices, and it's how to, and it's in the sign of Gemini. So it's a counselor, a mentor, a guide, and it's vitamins and supplements, and like I need to work on me. I need to work on me. So Tonga, I'm really hoping that you are like heeding this and paying attention to the need to not always care for others, but to put your needs to the forefront first. Because, yeah, and you're also having a Chiron return. Okay. So this is like healing an inner wound that you brought in with you from, well, if you believe in past lives, or in this lifetime, because the 4th house is generational, like passed down from great-grandparent to grandparent to parent to you. All right, Tonga, thank you. Thank you very much for trusting me. I am really happy that you are here and appreciate you trusting me. All right, let's take a look and see. Awaken with a cat. Awaken with a cat. Okay. Awaken with cat. I love that. Okay. Okay, awaken with cat. 12:24. Oh, Christmas Eve, baby. I love this. Like you were the gift. How beautiful is that? You were the gift. All right. Where? Oh. Alrighty, I got this. How to choose me, tower and full moon action. Walking away from what? Oh, okay. Okay, so how to choose me, tower. Do you mean the tower tarot card? And full moon action? Walking away from what? I got it. All right, so awaken with cat. Let's talk. Oh, you have a lot of Capricorn energy also. Okay, can we talk about your South Node and your North Node for a second? Oh, we did speak a few weeks ago. Okay. Yeah, I do remember now because your moon is your moon and Jupiter. Did I discuss this with you that it's square to your nodes? Like, give me a heads up because if not, we need to like really discuss this because this is a big square. Like, let me know. Like, hit me up in the chat. Did we talk about your nodes last time? Because your south node is where we have come from. It's our past lives. It's things that have been passed down. And when we look at it from a past life, we look at it as difficult or negative before we look at it as the gifts that we brought in. Okay, so we've talked about this because every time something happens to you in the sign of Capricorn and in the sign of Cancer, it will square your own personal moon and Jupiter. Okay, this makes complete sense. So I'm sure you're definitely feeling all of this. All right, so let's take a look at where the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction is. Okay, so by the way, love the name. Just love it. Okay, so the Uranus Mars conjunction is occurring in your daily habits, really pushing you to say, I need to nurture and care for myself. The sixth house is where we look for a counselor or an aunt or uncle or a practitioner. Like I would seek out my chiropractor. This would be needling or acupuncture, sound bath, meditation, yoga, drum retreat. Like those are the things that I would look at for myself in how do I focus on finding a balance between work and home, and how am I taking care of my nutrition and through vitamins and supplements. Not 100% sure what it means for you. I do know that it opposes your Neptune in your 12th house in Scorpio. And so we know that you want to initiate something for self-care of yourself. Like you want to push forth with it. What I like about this is that it is in a trine to your second house of your self-worth, your cash, your property, your resources, what you need to do in order to feel secure about yourself. A Mars trine Mars. Trines are harmonious aspects, so this is a good aspect for you, really pushing you out of your comfort zone and saying, I do have to make this a daily habit, and this will make me feel better about myself. The second house revolves around your mental well-being and your emotional resources and people, places, and things that you put value into, and you having to take care of yourself first. And it can create some chaos here, like bring to light something about, I need to kick this habit. I need to get rid of, I've been jerking around with this for a very long time, and now I need to like end this habit. And Mars can really bring an abrupt ending, and Uranus can like bring it to the forefront that you cannot not ignore it anymore. So, yeah, it is awful. Yeah, and I'm so sorry. Look, as a Saggy rising, and your sign Jupiter is in your partnership sector. Partnerships are playing more of a role in your life, and like you are following it going around. Although it is in a harmonious, it's in a sextile to you. Let me talk about that for just a second. You have the North Node focused on creativity and projects and children and where you need to take a risk. And so as you're following Jupiter through the chart, you should always follow Jupiter through the chart. It stays in a sign for a year, and wherever it is for a year is where the energy of you is going to play out in a bigger way. All right, so let's talk about this full moon. So on Sunday, for most of us, we're going to have this big full moon. It is huge, intense, but it's supported, and that's, I guess, what I love most about it. All right, so nope, hold on, is this not, where is the, nope, let me do it again because I don't see it. Let me do it one more time. So sorry. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Okay. here. There we go. I don't know what happened, but now I feel better. All right. So Capricorn full moon conjunct Pluto in your second house of resources. The sun in your 8th house. Now, having the sun transit your 8th house, the 8th house is taboo topics. I don't want to bring it up, but it's in the sign of Cancer. I need to bring this up. I need to be talking about my debt. The 8th house revolves around topics of like it's taboo topics, like it's insurance, it's life insurance, it's taxes, it's death, it's rebirth, it's sex. It's where we want to have these deep connections, and it's bankruptcy and losses and personal sacrifices and transformation and healing after loss. Having the sun in Cancer has a focus on I need security with where my money and my resources are. And that means people, places, and things, not just where your money is kept or your investments are kept. And so this is you needing to know that the people you are connected with and that you share these intimate moments with. Now, these could be family members, because this is the house of deep psychological transformation of deep bonding. So this could be like sisterly love or these mother-daughter connections. And so this could be taboo topics of you and a partner and not wanting to share the relationship with other people about what's going on. Now, having this full moon, we know that there's going to be some type of an ending that has to do with your money, of where you are keeping it or your skill set. The second house is your finances, your movable property. It is your salary, your income, your possessions. We know that this could be, I want to sell this. This no longer means this to me. Or I want to have this appraised. This is of value to me. The second house brings in topics of emotional resources or spiritual resources. And so that's where we're bringing in, I need to have this balance between what's my practical responsibilities, your money, and then your emotional security of where are your resources? Who can you lean on? What's going to support you with this is Mars is in your 7th house of partnership, initiating either a friendship or a partnership or a relationship, or this could be through clients. Remember, the 7th house is not just love and contractual relationships, but it's through legal matters and trust and connection with other people. So initiating, we need to have a legal binding contract in order for me to feel secure about this. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just making sure that everybody is secure and happy. Now, we also have Neptune at 29 degrees. Remember, 29 degrees is an anaretic degree of unending. And so if you think back to last month's full moon, this is the final ending. And we need to bring in topics of your home or your living situation or your personal life, because Neptune in your 4th house brings in those topics of spirituality, my drive, and my courage. So bringing all of this in, career and marriage issues, and Pluto is on my Venus. I know. I know Pluto is on your Venus, and it's going retrograde, like it's stationing retrograde, like going back over. Venus is who we love, how we love, and the way that we communicate and share. It's like your love language. And yeah, career and marriage issues. I am so sorry about that. This full moon could have some kind of an ending that brings about a transformation of trust or an openness to, like, maybe we need to see a counselor or a mentor or somebody to get us through this hump. Pluto is not going to go away. Pluto is going to be here for the next 20 years. It's going to retrograde back into your 2nd house before it moves forward. And so this is an energy that says, I need to buckle up and I need to clear the air and navigate some of this. And Mars in your 7th house could mean contracts, or what are these promises, and initiating them before you move forward. So Awaken with Kat, I hope all of this makes sense to you. I just want to look one more time, because Jupiter in your 7th house means everything is about your partner right now. And like you are joining them for things, or they're the center of attention, not in a bad way, but like the focus is more on them than it is on you. All right, Awaken with Kat, I am sending you some positive energy as you transform this and navigate this and move forward. All right. All right. So let's take a look here. So, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate all of you joining me tonight. I am going to be offering my, I do the webinars once a month. I'm taking July off, but I will be coming back to it in August, and I'm going to be offering a webinar on the eclipses, because we are going to be in the middle of the Aries Libra axis of ending it, and the new Virgo and Pisces, like the new cycle of, so it's like the merging of the two. And so these are just not easy times for everybody. We're having to navigate these like choppy waters with these squares, and then Mercury stationing retrograde next month, and then the eclipse energy. We're going to be feeling it next month. So I hope you stay in touch with me, and I would read for your rising sign and your sun sign, and I'm getting the videos out as fast as I can. I greatly appreciate all of you joining me tonight. I heart you. Bye.